All right, we are here with Matthaeus from Forward Edge, which is a Google PD partner, and they did trainings here this week. We sat right here earlier this week and heard about some of the new things that Google Education has announced just really recently, this week, right?
Yeah,
or last week?
Absolutely. All these things came out this week.
That's really cool. And so he's here, he's agreed to tell us about some of the new things they've done.
Yeah, so glad to speak to you all and show you a little bit about what Google has in store for the teachers in the future. But all of the things that I'm going to talk about today are already available and they're free. So the big things that really stand out, the biggest one to me is Class Tools. Class Tools is a great tool for teachers to really take charge of their classrooms and focus their students. You'll be able to pull your class rosters in, and every Chromebook device will be then able to be either put in Explore mode, where students can go through their computer as they normally would, or you can put them in focus mode where you pretty much lock them down to only the websites that you want to have them access to. And then in focus mode, you can also switch to lock mode. That will actually lock the devices. That's usually the moment when you're the teacher and you're like, hey, eyes on me, and you can lock it down and you will get everybody's attention.
Which is really important. Even when it's not enabled, being able to enable it will keep the students more engaged.
Yes.
Knowing that it's possible, you can just click a button and they're done.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can also share the screen of another student so you can actually look into what they're doing. And yeah, it's a lot of really good features to control the classroom a little bit more from their perspective.
The caveat being, right, we were just discussing this, caveat is this is only for Chromebook schools. Sorry, iPad schools and other schools. Class Tools doesn't deploy to other devices other than Chromebooks.
Correct, yes. Both the teacher and the students have to be on Chromebook devices, and teachers either on Chromebook or Chromebook Plus devices, yes.
Excellent.
Another big thing that we like to highlight is the new features inside of Google Classroom. So you'll be able to have all of these prepared little tools that build rubrics, questions based off of texts, or maybe even entire lesson plans with quizzes, all integrated into Google Classroom that you can, as a teacher, jump in and really create out and build out your features as you need and material as needed.
And that's powered by Gemini, is that correct?
That's powered by Gemini. There are some that are actually creating full-on like quizzes and Google Forms and post them for you. And then there are others that you can click on. Those are starting conversations with Gemini, and you can start talking about the details and really have the conversation going and have a good flow.
And now Gemini and Notebook LM are available for students when schools enable it.
That is correct. For students over the age of 13 and under the age of 18, Gemini is available for them, and Gemini for teachers is also available. They're slightly different, right? The student version, there are some more restrictions, a lot more guardrails, more double checking on factual information, of course, and they can't generate images for that matter. They can generate visualizations to like help them study, but nothing in terms of creating human beings and things like that. And they can also upload pictures of, for example, their notes, and Gemini can read them and help them work through that as well. So a very, very like student-centered way to get this out. And again, that is completely free. All you have to do is ask your IT to turn it on.
Now it's not new now, but released in the last couple of months is the Canvas feature. Is that that's available to students in the free?
No, that's actually not available for students. It is only available for teachers. And you picking my favorite tool out. That is actually what I'm the most excited about.
I demoed it on a podcast the other day.
Oh, awesome. I just think the ability to really build your own software, like make apps. I don't know how often I found myself trying to find a simulation or like go to find something that really like visualizes something or a little activity that I want to build, but it doesn't exist. Now, as long as I can describe it with Canvas, it'll build it for me, and I can share it with my students and have them interact with it. So think about like drag and drop games or simulations that show like the difference between velocity and motion, like that. That's just super cool. I've had some really cool conversations with teachers this time around.
I'm really excited to try that out more and implement it in my classroom. I've just been playing around with it.
Yeah.
And so it seems to be really great for practice and for preparing students.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's actually most of the really cool, exciting tools I want to show you. Again, Notebook LM will be available for students as well. That is a big feature.
That's one.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. That's one that I was really, every time I use Notebook LM, I'm like, man, I wish my students had access to this. And for those that haven't tried it yet, Notebook LM allows you to upload up to 50 documents.
Yes, and in the free version, in the basic version, you can upload up to 50 sources. If you get into the pro version, then you can upload up to 200 sources.
That's awesome. And usually I just upload a couple because the beauty of Notebook LM is that you can constrain it.
Yes.
And I think that's really powerful for AI is it's not pulling from everywhere. It's pulling from the sources you tell it to. to,
Yeah.
which is really powerful for the classroom because you don't want your students getting answers from anything and everything.
Exactly right, because if a student goes online and tries to find an answer, I mean, there's a lot of things they can find, but if I want them to really find what we've done in class, Notebook LM is a fantastic resource for that.
So part of the experience we had here was seeing the integration with Gmail as well. I don't know if you want to just mention real quick what tools will be integrated there, because from a teacher workflow standpoint, I was like, this is really cool.
Yes, it's actually an additional license, the Gemini workspace license to add to your accounts. But when you have it, Gemini pretty much exists in all of the core services. So you can use it in Google Drive to collect the tools or the materials that you have and find everything for a certain topic. You can even cross-reference files. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the integration in Gmail. I'm like, I don't really, I get a little nervous sometimes. The first sentence of an email is always terrifying, and after that, I'm good. But with Gemini, it actually can give me an entire draft, and then I can fine-tune it, make it really sound like me again. It's really just, for me, it's the first line. If I get the first line, I've been able to send so many more emails on time, much, much quicker thanks to that.
That's really cool. And one other question about specifically the Google Education is I've been playing a little with VO.
Yeah.
Is that available, I'm sure for a paid, but for teachers in the education packages?
So one of the things you can do is you can use one of the tools called Vids that allows teachers and students to create videos, record themselves. Really cool way to even make summaries. One of the features included there is generating videos, and you can use either VO2 or VO3 and make little 8-second clips. The cool thing is I just talked to someone recently downstairs, and we talked about how you can use little 8-second vignettes to create a whole story piece by piece with that. So like a really, really fun way to create videos and integrate them. I highly recommend making a video of a fish made out of crochet underwater. It looks super cute.
That's fun. I was experimenting with using it as a way to deliver word problems.
Yes, absolutely.
And as questions for the students.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to do that too. I think of it a lot of times about how I can use this as another way to summarize the content I've used, right? And I can both, with Vids, I can both record myself with my video and speaking, or I can have the voice be generated by AI. So if I'm a little camera shy, which I'm not, then you can actually have it all generated in there for you.
That sounds great. All right, thank you, Matthaeus.
Absolutely.
Where can people learn more about Forward Edge, what Forward Edge is doing, and what Google will be announcing?
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely keep up with all of the Google blogs to make sure you know everything what's coming up and what's new. If you want to learn a little bit more about Forward Edge, I do personally an AI cohort for different school districts. I teach AI literacy. If you want to learn more about that, click on forward-edge.net/AI-training, and you can learn all about our AI training options for literacy. So I teach pretty much anything from what is AI to the ethical uses and to the use cases, including all the tools that your district might be considering to use or maybe already has. And so, yeah, we try to keep it very personalized, and it's a really cool program. So check that out.
Very good. We'll put links in the description.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Nice
Be blessed.